It's been raining today. It's been raining today, nothing much, nothing stressful. It's been a beautiful day actually. Nothing much. I prepared coconut rice. My twin sister came around with her child. With my younger brother came around, and then my in-laws and the rest. So it's just been a family day for me.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you for sharing.
Okay. I don't know if you'll be the only one in the lesson. But it seems you've been more free this period. Maybe is it because of the Easter or something?
Actually not. It doesn't depend on some Eastern on another holidays. It doesn't depend.
Okay. It's just maybe a work-free period for you, or less free, or maybe because you've been working remotely. That's why.
Maybe we will see.
Okay. No problem. Can you help share your screen?
Yes, of course I can do it. One moment, please. Can you see it?
Sure. Okay, let's start.
Let's follow to the link. Game pin.
I don't have the pin. I don't know. Maybe we'll try to resolve that after the lesson, but I don't have the pin. Okay, let's go to 1.2.
Climate change discussion. The first question, what is a climate change? So if I understand correctly, we need to answer each question, yeah?
Yes, please.
The first one, what is the climate change? It looks like we have global warming and our climate is changing. As we can see, before we had more cold season in winter. If you talk about our country, for now it is a bit different. Of course, it will impact on more global things as ice on, I don't know how can I say it.
Okay.
Ice is melting and it will cause, it will have consequences for the future.
Okay, that's nice. So now you know that the world is now warming faster than at any point in recorded history. Do you understand? Because of
Yes.
these greenhouse gases, the emission that's the emission of the blanket of the. I told you that the greenhouse gases, they are like a blanket that used to cover the earth. Do you understand? They trap the sun's heat. Do you understand? Thus, this is leading to global warming and climate changes, and the world is becoming hotter than it used to be. Do you get?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, so how are we causing climate changes?
How are we causing climate change? It it is related to activities of human, of people, of course.
Like good
It
burning,
will.
cutting down trees, and the rest.
Yes, it is correct.
Burning of fossil fuel. Do you understand?
Yes, I
Clearing of
do.
trees. Yeah, these are ways that we cause climate changes.
Good evening. Sorry for late.
Oh, hello, Stefan.
Hi,
How are
Stefan.
you
Hello,
today?
Yaroslav. Yeah.
How are you, Stefan?
I'm normal. Thanks. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
This is good. How are you, Yaroslav?
As I mentioned before, tough. Hard day, but productive. That's main.
We said it's productive.
That's good if this productive.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay. Okay,
And
so
what about your day,
we
Stepan?
also sorry, Stepan, we are in 1.2. That's discussion. Do you
Okay.
understand?
Yeah.
This one was asking about climate change. So how are we causing climate changes?
Maybe we can clean on environment. Yeah. And
No, how we are causing it. Let me explain better for you. It means what are we doing to cause this climate changes to make the whole place hotter than it used
what
to
is
be?
it? Sorry, causing.
Causing, yes, causing. So when the harm, like when you say causing, you're causing harm, you are bringing up something that will affect the world badly.
Yeah,
Such
I
as,
understand.
such as cutting of trees. Do you understand? Burning of
Yeah.
fossil fuels. Yeah, that's what I mean.
What this mean?
I said cutting down of trees, burning of fossil fuels. We talked about fossil fuel in our last lesson.
Yeah, of course. This is we have any reason for this? Maybe we put trash on environment. Maybe when we rest
Yes.
on nature. Yeah.
And pollution.
And maybe when we drive on the car with low level of euro, this is make carbon, yeah, and
Yes,
this
correct.
is very bad for the climate.
Okay, that's nice. So the next question says, what will happen if we don't reduce emission?
Of course, situation should be changed in the worst the worst scenario. We will
Our
have
health. Okay, continue.
we will have worst consequences. Maybe some of them will be not changed. It cannot be changed. As we can see for now, we have some changes, and if we not stop, or if we will not change our behavior, it should provide for more difficult situation.
Yes, and then it will also affect our health. Do you understand? Especially in cases of air pollution. Do you get? In cases of air pollution, we would have higher risk of respiratory infections such as heart disease, stroke, lung cancers, and the rest. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay, the next question. Can we attempt it? Stefan, can you read the next question?
I read this off microphone, sorry. But is not the climate always changing? Yeah, because people did not all time use car, any machine, factory. This is was mm, for hand, maybe people more work on environment with ground. Yeah.
Okay. Yaroslav, the next question.
Do climate scientists really agree about climate change? To be honest, I didn't check this topic fully, deeply, but I suppose yes, because a lot of information along we can throw in media. Yes, I suppose they are agree.
Okay, that's beautiful. Stefan, the next question.
Are you sure there is a link between temperature rise and CO2? Oh, CO2. Sorry. Yeah, but I think we have a lot of reason another for this.
Okay, like what type of reason?
Maybe this is me and you. Population. Our population. I think this is own reason for high for temperature change climate. Maybe yeah.
Okay. Okay, Stefan, the next, Yaroslav, the next one. Has global warming stopped?
Carbon dioxide will affect on greenhouse effect, and of course, yes, it should be related. Temperature rise and carbon dioxide.
Okay, so has global warming stopped?
Has global warming stopped?
Yeah.
It looks like not, because
Situations
can
even got worse.
yes, as for me, I think so.
Okay, Stefan, what is your own opinion as global warming stopped?
We must stop all war in our world and globalization and great union what I don't know how this is word on English. 1 second, please. Maybe Ярослав, how will be об'єднаємося?
Compound.
Compound with other country and help our yours because our yours have a lot another problem. Maybe in last time I'm a lot of time read about problem with ice on north with water plant because this is water plant have black color and this water plant on ice and solar
Okay.
shines
So
on black more than on white and ice I don't know Yaroslav, how will be tire?
Melt.
Again, please. Tell.
Melt.
Melt and ice melt in the result.
okay, no problem. Okay, so how can we help to stop this climate change?
I think.
Yes,
Sorry.
Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Maybe we can exploring this problem and search result for his.
Okay, that's beautiful. Yaroslav, what about you? How can we help climate
I
change?
think every one of us should start from himself, just to try use less quantity of products which can increase carbon dioxide emission. At least we have to start from ourselves. Every one of us.
Yeah, I'm agree with Yaroslav.
Okay, no problem. Let's move to vocabulary. Okay. No, this is not what you're supposed to have. Okay, 1.1.
Biodegradable. Packing helps to limit the amount of harmful chemicals released into the atmosphere.
Okay, so when we say something is biodegradable, we mean that it's able to decay naturally and harmlessly. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay, the next one, Stepan.
Trees help to prevent
No,
desiccation.
the second, no, it's 12 vocabularies. Okay.
Okay. Trees help to prevent desertification as well as providing shade and
Okay.
firewood.
And firewood. Okay, so when we talk about desertification, this is the process by which land changes into desert. Do you understand? A land changes into a desert. Do you understand? For
Yeah.
example, because there has been too much farming activities on it, because a lot of trees have been cut down. So a farmland becomes a desert because lots of trees have been cut down. The whole place is now scanty and becomes a desert. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay, the next one.
Disposable products. The company claims that one rechargeable battery replaces 500 from 500 to 1,000 disposable.
Okay, so when we talk about disposable product, this is something that after using it can be thrown away after use. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, the next one.
Food. Our washing machine broke down yesterday and flooded the kitchen. After the food, it took weeks for the water level to go down.
Okay, so I think, okay, maybe it's not in this class, but when we talk about flood, this is a large amount of water covering an area that is usually dry to cause it to fill or become covered with water. Do you understand? Especially in a way that it causes problems. Do you understand? Just like
Yes, I
we've
do.
seen in the picture, a place that used to be a dry ground, maybe rain fell or something happened and the entire place becomes flooded. At times, I've seen a condition in my country where I told you we usually have dry season and rainy season. At a point where we have the peak of the rainfall from April, May, June, we usually have a peak of rainfall in my country, even July. Okay, well, May, June is the very peak of rainfall. You will notice that rain will fall to a point that it can uproot the roof of somebody's house. It can pull out the roof of somebody's house. It can pull down a building, no matter how strong the building was. But there are some buildings that a rain floods the whole place, that it sinks the building down. Do you understand? That's the effect of the kind of climate and weather conditions we have here. There are times we have very severe rainfall, especially we that live in a rainforest zone, like the my state or my city is categorized under the rainforest zone in Nigeria. So we have lots of rain. We always have rain. Rain can fall maybe every day in a particular month. Do you understand? 30
Yeah.
days at a stretch. Yes, okay. Okay, the next one.
Drought. The phenomenal spell of weather was called one more time. The phenomenal spell of weather was called the Great Heat, and came after a
Stifling hot summer.
uh, s-
Stifling.
stifling,
Mhm.
and come after stifling hot summer and long drought.
Okay, so drought is a long period where when there is little or no rain. Do you understand? A long
Yeah,
period where you have little or no rain. Okay, Yaroslav, remember when I told you I used to stay in Abuja, the capital of Nigeria?
yeah,
Yes, all through the time when I stayed there, when I stayed in Abuja, like, okay, let's say since the year began, all through this year, rain hasn't fallen even one day in that city. because when we are classifying it based on different areas, that side is under the northern part of Nigeria. They don't experience that much rainfall, so we had drought, that water dried up from the ground. Do you understand? We were unable to pump water. We had no good water supply because water has already dried up from the ground. Do you understand? The things we planted were already drying up. The groundnut, the cereals we planted, things were already drying up because we hadn't experienced rainfall. Do you understand?
And what is the solution in this case? Do we need to have some?
Is to pray to God for rain to come, because it's only rain that is able to revive such a thing. But then in there are cases or conditions where the government maybe provide tankers of waters. Do you understand? And another thing, what even made it worse is where we live is the hilly part of Abuja. It's a hilly part, so the tendency of where a place that is hilly, before you can drill water, you know that, imagine building a warehouse on a hill that is already the height of a normal story building. So when you put a house on top of a hill, imagine the height of that house. So it's very difficult to be able to drill water at that point. So we experience drought a lot because water dries up. Those were the things that made me have a second thought. I think I should go back. I prefer my hometown, which is a rainforest zone. At least things flourishes here, plants grow well, your animals can sustain. Apart from maybe we don't have good amenities like there in the city, in the state capital, but because we have rain here, we would have greater advantage than them, because when you have rain, there are possibilities of you having more food. Do you understand? Food will be cheaper where you are having rainfall. Do you understand? Because plants are growing well, your vegetables are growing well, everything is going fine. And then we have lots of fishes here in this part of the country where there is rainforest. But in Abuja, where we stayed, it wasn't that way. When you don't have water, it's a problem. Do you understand? So
Of course,
if government supplies maybe tankers that would distribute water to people, even if they distribute this water, what of in a family of five, maybe a father, mother, and 3 children, or 5 children, how long will the water be able to sustain you and your family? And they will still give to another person, they'll give to other people. It's not just you, they'll distribute to the entire area. Do you understand?
yeah. But is
Yes,
it possible to drill another more deeper wells for water, or it is impossible?
we people drill even more than 30 feet down. They try to drill, but at that point where you've not had, what gives us water here is when rain falls, it underground is now already wet, and the water supply from the floor is already flourished. It's already there are possibilities of water still coming up again when you try to pump water. But over there, imagine staying for like, okay, you've like 4 months without water, without rain falling, and then you've already pumped everything that is beneath the earth within that area because of water. And of course, the hills that we live on top will not even give you the chance to be able to drill. It's difficult for a machine to drill water down, down, down at a point where you're living on the hill. Do you get?
Yes, but it is a bit strange for me.
These are different countries. Okay, maybe let
Yeah,
me
yeah,
send
I see. No, I understand,
pictures.
No, no need. Thank you for explanation, but it, if I understand correctly, if we don't have option to have water from highest layers, we can use deeper option. But
You can
it
use
looks like
whatever option.
we have to use option with a deeper depth to drill and to achieve some layer water layer from bigger depth.
Okay, okay. I want to send pictures of the kind of hills we have there, and then people building on hilly places. So when you build on these hills, it's difficult for you to be able to have that much supply you were talking about. It's It's difficult sometimes. You just thank God for the situation you have in your own country. You might think that that yours is the worst, but when you experience what other people are facing, it's something else. Do you get?
I'm not applying. I'm just asking. Sorry, it was just interesting for me, but I understand. Maybe no another solution. Thank you for explanation.
Okay. Okay, the next one.
The next one will be
Fumes. I'm read or Yaroslav?
Please go ahead.
Okay, Stefan.
Okay. Fumes that air is often stagnant and
Take that
cooked by
one.
sunshine that turns exhaust fumes into toxic ozone gas.
Okay, so
I
when we
have
talk about,
explain. I can tell my explain.
you want to explain?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
I think thermal power station make a lot of fumes, and this very bad for us.
Yeah. Okay, that's beautiful. So we say that fumes are strong, unpleasant, and sometimes dangerous gases or smokes. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so okay. The next one.
How can I say in another way fumes?
Okay, let's say petrol fumes always make me feel ill. Do you understand?
Yeah.
The petrol fumes from the cars we drive or from big trailers makes it, when you perceive it, it makes you feel a bit ill.
Smoke, reek. I got it. Okay.
Yes. These fumes, yes, they are smokes, yes. They're unpleasant smokes, okay.
Okay, the next one will be renewable energy. The cost of solar, wind, and other forms of renewable energy is getting cheaper.
Okay, so the renewable energy, this is energy that is produced using the sun, wind, or from crops rather than using fuels such as oil or coals. Do you understand?
Yeah, I do, of course.
Yes. Okay. Stepan?
Yeah, oil slick. An oil slick began to spread from the ship, leaking from damaged tanks.
Okay, so an oil slick, this is the layer of oil that is floating over a large area of surface of the sea, usually because an accident has caused it to escape from the ship or container. Do you understand?
Yes, what is the
Yeah.
difference between a sleek and spills?
It's the same thing, just like saying oil spillage is the same thing. Oil spillage, oil slick.
The same, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Pollution. The company claims it is not responsible for the pollution in the river.
Okay, so when we talk about pollution, we said that pollution, these are damage caused to air, to water by harmful substances or waste. Do you understand?
Yeah. Pollution
Okay.
can be related to water, to rivers, and also it can be related to the air. Do I understand
Yes.
correctly?
Yes. Okay, the next one.
Recycle. Stepan, please go ahead.
Yeah, recycle. The Japanese recycle more than half their waste paper. Yeah, I think recycle is very beautiful. I don't know. Beautiful thing in our world, our time, because we have a lot of trash, and with recycle we can from the trash make any
Other
object
thing.
thing. Yeah.
Okay, so recycle waste means to collect and treat rubbish to produce a useful material which can be used again. Do you understand?
It is
Yeah.
like a separation of waste. Yes.
Yes, after separating it, you now split it and then use it to produce something else. For example, let's say plastics, or that was okay. Let's say, okay, let me give you an example that we use in how it's done in my country. Paper. We have companies that comes to buy paper from schools. During examination, they will print papers for students to write exams. Do you understand? To do all those things in school, they do cardboards, they have a lot of books. Maybe at the end of the academic year, those papers or books that they dump, those companies go and get it from them. And then when they get these papers from them, they recycle it and use it to produce tissue papers. Do you understand? Tissue papers
Yeah.
that we use in the toilet, they use it to produce tissue papers. Do you get? Such that paper is not you don't just waste papers that way. Do you get?
Yeah, and I can add,
Okay.
if I don't take a mistake, I know about system free air, reduce, reuse, recycle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Say that again.
System free air, reduce, reuse, recycle, or
Okay.
recycle, reduce, reuse. Yeah.
When you recycle, okay, recycle, when you can reuse something and then it can still be recycled. Reuse is when you can still you leave it so that you can use it again. But when we say recycle, to you, that at that point that thing is no longer useful and you think you should throw it away. So other than throwing it away, the company or the government get these things from you and convert it into something else which you in turn come back and buy. Do you get?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Okay. The next one. Sustainable development. Using recycled materials or renewable resources when building is an example of sustainable development.
Okay, so sustainable development, this is a development that is causing little or no damage to the environment and therefore able to continue for a long time. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
The next one.
Stefan?
Next, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To use up natural resources. Worldwide concerns about the environment have increased owing to the pace at which mankind is using up natural resources and the failure to develop safe means to dispose of the waste.
Okay, when we say to use up natural resources, the degradation of natural resources because of human failures to consume completely. Do you understand?
Yeah, especially when we use finite resources. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. All clear.
I have a question. Pace, it means like step, yes?
It means like what?
Yeah, it means like a step or something like that. Pace. Owing to the pace or at which
I didn't
worldwide
get that.
concerns about the environment have increased owing to the pace at
Pace. Okay,
which.
when we say
Pace.
pace, the distance is like a pace, the distance. When you say I was able to walk about 50 kilometers per hour, or the pace I covered today was about 50 kilometers. Do you understand? owing to the pace at which mankind is using natural resources, the speed at which mankind is using resources. Do you understand?
Yes.
Teacher, we can explain this how maybe I have faster pace than you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to say. The speed, when we talk about pace, it talks about speed. Do you get?
Yeah, of course, yeah, I get.
Okay, thank you for explanation. It is like acceleration, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the last one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, 1.2. The first question, Yaroslav.
What will happen when we consume completely things, such as minerals, forests, coal, and etc.? As for me, I suppose it will not happen because our world is developing so often, and in 5 or 10 years, we will have another renewable resources of energy, and no need to use minerals and coals and something like that.
Okay,
As for
that's
me, but
nice.
it is my opinion.
Okay, Stepan, what's your opinion?
I think will be our end. Maybe. When we consume completely things such as mineral, forest, coal. Yeah.
Okay. So, Stepan, do you collect and treat rubbish to produce useful materials which can be used again?
I'm would make this, but I have no time for this.
Okay, Yaroslav, what about you?
Of course, yes. At home, we have separate bins for plastic, for glass, and for organic waste, and for paper. Yes, we are doing it. Unfortunately, outside our
Okay.
city cannot provide options to dispose it in proper way. We just have option for plastic, for glass, no option for paper. But I still it in separate bag, and other people can use it properly or waste it properly.
Okay, that's beautiful. Okay, how, Stepan, how can a large amount of water cover an area that is usually dry and damage the environment?
I think this is for me, yeah.
Yes.
Maybe this is can give heat for our infrastructure, yeah. When water cover an area, maybe this is give heat on biosphere this area, yeah.
Okay, so it's just like the condition when we talked about flood. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
When the glaciers, or if the glaciers ice will be melt, we will see how it can happen.
Okay, say that again.
When glaciers will be melt due to changes in environment, we will see how can it happen.
Okay. You know, we
When
don't
a
have the
large,
kind of
yeah,
we
yeah.
don't have the kind of weather environment you people have in your country. Maybe that's why we don't have all those snow and the rest, ice falling and the rest. We don't have it here.
Yes, but we have huge glaciers, and they contain a huge amount of water, and if it will be melt, it will cause huge issues.
Okay, okay, no problem. The next question.
Do you think we are guilty of damage caused to water, air, soil, and etc. by harmful substances and or waste? Yes, of course. Any our actions or no actions will have consequences, and yes.
Okay, Stepan, what's your opinion?
I agree all with opinion, Yaroslav.
Okay, okay, so take the next question.
How can we stop spreading layers of oil that is floating over a large area of the surface of the sea? Spreading, what does it mean? One moment, please.
This
So
is
the
when
one we talk about.
something go out, maybe, or go
Well,
out away, maybe something.
so when something gets out of hand, when you're spreading something, it get to make it more increasingly, it's now out of hand, it's uncontrollably. Do you understand?
Mhm. Okay. Of course, we can we must to remove all those materials from the surface of water. No another options, because we will have very, very unpredictable and bad consequences in this case. It should be removed, not should, must.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I like the idea of must. Okay, no problem. The next one.
Do trees and plants help to reduce strong, unpleasant, and sometimes dangerous gas or smoke? How? Because for me, of course, yes. If I hope every one of us remember biology from school. We
Yes.
have very simple process related to trees and flowers. It is I don't know how can I call it in English. Synthesis. So the trees needs to have those gas, and they will produce from those just oxygen.
Okay, okay, no problem.
Stepan,
So
maybe you
Stefan,
can add something else because I don't remember from school program.
okay, Stefan, what's your opinion?
Yeah, I'm agree of this opinion, Yaroslav, and can add, uh, if trees make oxygen from carbon CO2 to O2 from carbon. This is will be, I don't know how will be on English. Yeah, so maybe you know вуглекислий газ.
Carbon dioxide.
Yeah, carbon dioxide to oxygen.
Okay, okay, no problem. That's nice. Good. That's a beautiful contribution. Okay, let's move to the next one. Relative clause. Yaroslav, can you take them?
Yes, do these sentences contain the relative clauses with regular structure? What's changed? Let's check it. Relative clauses. Many factories producing plastic products poison the air with the fumes. Yes,
Okay,
it has.
let me use an explanation. Okay, read from we form we form reduced relative clause. Yourself, can you take from that point?
Can you please repeat? I didn't.
We form reduced relative clause by omitting. Can you take from there? I want you to understand. No, come down. The next paragraph, no, go up, no, Yaroslav. My note, go back to my note. Where you have the blue, yes. We form the third paragraph, we form reduced relative clause by omitting the relative pronoun and auxiliary verb that form the verb tense. Read that.
This one, yes, sir.
No, go down. The same place, not the third one. Wait.
Yes, I am here.
No, Yaroslav, you're not getting me. Go up again. Go up. Go up. Now, the third paragraph in this my note. No, in my notes now, this blue one is my note I allowed you to see. We form reduced relative clause. Read from there.
I cannot see it. What is a blue note?
Stepan, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Read it. We form reduced relative clause. Read from that, please.
Okay. Ask, assess what facts.
No, go down the next line. After that, the third line, we form.
Form reduced relative clauses by
Yeah, I understand.
This one?
Yes, because I want you to understand it. This is my note. I want you to understand the explanation of this relative clause. So you don't just read it without understanding. That was why I allowed you to see my note.
Okay.
Now take it.
Who must start, I or Yaroslav?
Anybody can take it.
Okay. We form reduced relative clauses by omitting the relative pronoun and auxiliary verb that form the verb tense.
When you say omitting, when you talked about omitting, it's like skipping something.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so we form reduced relative clause by omitting the relative pronouns and auxiliary verb that form the verb tense. Now, let's explain. A present participle replaces the active tense. A lot of people, in brackets says now, who were sitting at the table were my relatives. But now the past participle that replaces the passive tense says, the building which were constructed in the 70s are ugly. That which were, who were, do you understand? Is what is replacing. Do you get?
Yeah,
yes.
I get it. Sorry, I leave on 1 minute. Okay?
No problem.
Thank
So
you.
a reduced non-defining relative clause is always written between commas. Now let's see. The next boss, gleaming in the sun, drove off towards the next stop. Do you get? It's by commas. What I wanted you to see is how that a reduced non-defining relative clause is always written between commas. Do you get, Yaroslav?
Yes.
Stepan, do you understand?
Stepan is not here.
Okay, no problem. So go down. So take your notes now. Yes. So relative clause, read that.
Many factories producing plastic products. It is as was mentioned before here. It is divided by comma.
By commas, yes.
I'm here again.
Okay.
Relative clauses. Many factories producing plastic products.
I'm sorry, Stepan stepped out. So Stepan, I said a reduced non-defining relative clause is always written between commas. Example, the next boss, gleaming in the sun, drove off towards its next stop. Do you understand? They are always stopped by commas. Do you get?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, so Yaroslav, read the relative clause so that he would see.
Many factories producing plastic products poison the air which
So
they
you are reading it.
use.
You are reading it. Hold on. You are reading it as a long sentence. When there is a comma in between a sentence, it shows that you give it a little break. See the way I'll read it. Many factories producing plastic products You don't just read
Poison.
many. Okay, please just listen to me. I want you
Okay.
to understand something so that even if you are in an office setting or you are told to give a speech or you are writing something, you will be able to do it this way. You say see the way you read it here. Many factories producing plastic products poisons in the air with fumes is wrong. You now say the right way is many factories producing plastic products poisons the air with fume. The
Okay,
news
thank you.
about ozone layer polluted by people hits the headline too often. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, so Yaroslav, you read the first sentence. Stepan, you read the second one.
Okay,
Um,
the news about ozone layer polluted by people hit the headlines too often.
Okay, so Yaroslav, read the first one, the first sentence.
First, yes.
Yes.
Many factories producing plastic products poison the air with fumes.
Okay, that's nice. So 1.1, Stepan.
Yeah. This is will be a lot of people who were sitting at the table were my relative, and I must change. Yeah.
No, just
No,
read.
just read it. We already explained that previously.
A present participle replace active sentence. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The building which were constructed in the 17th are ugly. A past participle replaces passive tense. The next bus, gleaming in the sun, drove off toward its next stop. A reduced is not defining relative clause, is always written between the commas. We form such by omitting the relative pronoun and auxiliary verb that form the verb tense. That forms the verb tense.
Okay. Okay, let's go to the next one, 1.2.
Is it written? Yes. This
Yes.
word.
No, this one, 1.2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Add the info.
Use link, Yaroslav. I can start, teacher.
I suppose yes.
Okay, I start. The
Oh,
television.
sorry, I didn't know my mic was muted. I was
Ah,
trying to load my page. I'm sorry about that. Sorry, I didn't know I was talking to myself.
no
Okay,
problem.
okay, start.
The television what was stolen. The television was bought 20 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, so what do you think the answer will be?
We put word what. Yeah.
Okay, so you could say the television bought 20 years ago was
Yeah.
stolen.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. The next one.
I often buy cheese. The cheese is imported from Paris. I often buy cheese that imported from Paris.
Okay, I often buy cheese imported from Paris. Okay, correct. The next one, Stefan.
Okay. The bread in the kitchen. The bread was brought by John. No, the bread what on the in the kitchen was
No,
bought by John.
No, the bread brought
Oof.
by John is in the
Ah.
kitchen.
Yeah, I understand. Again, please. The bread
Bread
bought,
brought is not brought to bring something.
brought, yeah,
The
by
bread
John.
brought by John is in the kitchen.
Yeah, I understand. Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, Yaroslav, the next one.
We live in the house built my grandfather, which was
Okay.
built.
Okay, we live in a house built by my grandfather.
Yes.
Okay, the next one, Stefan.
Okay, the money has been given to charity. The money was found in the street. The money was given to charity was found in the street. Yeah.
No, the money found in the street was
Yeah, and this.
been given to charity.
Yeah, the money was found in the street.
Has been given to charity.
Yeah. Thank you.
We all priced the cake baked by my mother.
Okay. So we said we all price correct. We all priced the cake baked by my mother. Okay. The next
Stefan,
one,
please go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just so asleep. The robber ran away. The robber was seen by David. The robber was seen by David.
No.
Was run
The
away.
robber. No, the robber seen by David
Yeah, the robber seen by David what run away.
ran away. Correct.
Who ran away? Who ran away? Ran away.
No. I'll try to put the correct answers in the platform, so maybe we can always go through it.
Okay, sorry, but I'm just after train and I don't know what with my head.
Okay, no problem. So the robber seen by David ran away. Okay, so the next one, Yaroslav.
I really loved the flowers grown in London.
Correct. Okay, take 9 and 10 since Stepan is a bit tired.
Next, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The coffee is very strong. The coffee is drunk in Turkey. The coffee which drunk is in Turkey is very strong.
Correct. So the coffee drunk in Turkey is very strong. That's correct. Okay, the last one, Yaroslav.
I don't know much about the games. The games are played by children nowadays. I don't know much about the games played by children nowadays.
Beautiful. That's a very correct one. Okay, that's nice. So let's move to video. It's like the repetition of the same question. Okay, answer the question 1.1. Can eating less meat help the environment? Prove your opinion. So Yaroslav, what do you think? No, go up, go up, go up.
Can eating less meat help the environment? Prove your opinions. Actually, I don't think so.
Okay, Stefan, what about you?
In first sentence, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I continue do previous exercise. Can eating less meat help the environment? Prove your opinion. No, I think no. This is cannot help for environment because meat what which we eat create and make on a special farm when he have a lot of animal.
Okay. That's
And
what
I
it is.
think this is just business, and this is cannot help environment.
Okay, so let's see by watching out the videos to find out.
Let's
Okay.
start with it.
Ruby, happy World Vegan Day. I made you this cake.
Thanks, Jono. It's definitely vegan. Vegans can be hard to cook for. Like vegetarians, they don't eat meat, but they also rule out other animal products like eggs, milk, and sometimes even honey. There are different reasons people choose to be vegan, like animal welfare or as a way to eat healthier. But there's another reason that's been getting a lot of attention recently. Last month, a big study came out looking into the effect our food has on the environment, and it found that eating less meat is one of the most important things we can do to help the planet. You see, a huge amount of the Earth's resources go into raising livestock for meat. In some places, forests are cleared to make space for animals and to grow their food. They also use a lot of water, and these ones in particular create a lot of carbon emissions. Cow burps and farts account for about 16% of global greenhouse gas emissions. The study says to prevent permanent damage to our planet, the average world citizen needs to eat 75% less beef, 90% less pork, and 50% fewer eggs. Of course, not everyone's going to go vegan or give up eating meat completely, but swapping your beef for beans or your chicken for chickpeas every so often might not be such a bad idea. All right, Jono, try this.
This is vegan?
Yeah, it's not all rabbit food.
Okay. So, Stefan, do you eat meat and animal products?
Yeah, of course.
Yaroslav, what
This
about
is.
you?
Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
continue, Stefan. Stefan,
This is
continue.
my general ration for me.
Okay. Yaroslav, what about you?
If I will not eat meat, I will be angry and not pleasurable for people surrounded me.
Okay. So, would you consider eating less meat to help the environment?
This is question for me or
Yes,
yours?
please,
Yaroslav,
please go
when
ahead, Stefan.
Yaroslav is done, you give us your opinion.
Oh, sorry.
Actually, as for me, I don't think so, because the meat are using for people is specially prepared for this.
Okay, what about you, Stefan?
No, I'm not. I want less eating meat to help the environment.
Okay, no problem.
And
It's
what
fine.
about you? What is your opinion?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think I prefer eating meat because we need those proteins to grow. We need it in our everyday life. You can't just
Yeah.
eat food every time. I have an auntie who is a vegetarian. She doesn't eat meat, and sometimes she looks very scaly. Do you understand? She looks unhealthy. Meanwhile, to her, she's the one who is eating the healthy product like vegetables. But to me, she looks very unhealthy. How do you stay? You don't eat meat. The highest you eat is like mushroom. It's not nice. You need these proteins to grow well. Do you understand?
Actually, to be honest, I don't believe in vegans or something like that, because any one of us needs to have those elements,
Meat.
or I don't know how can I say it, and I don't know how can it be changed or something like that. I'm not
Okay.
sure it is proper way to avoid.
Okay, no problem. Okay, I think the next we have here is our homework. So please, let's try as much as we can to do our homeworks when we're free. Do you understand?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for your time. Yaroslav, thank you for your time, Stepan. I really appreciate, and good night and sweet dreams.
The same
Thank you for the
Have
lesson.
a good evening and see you on
Good evening
Friday.
and good night.
Okay,
Bye.
bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Stepan. Bye, Yaroslav.
Bye bye.